students, my warm welcome to Gurudeva learning classes. Dear students, today we will be learning and dealing with very curious topic of our first semester syllabus, that is safety and first aid. Part 2. So dear students, before going to part 2 video, let us recall what we have learned from the part 1 video. So dear students, we have learnt about that accident. How does it cause accident? So, due to the carelessness of the particular person, it causes accident. So, as it is, the accident it may cause at home, inside the home, at home, outside the home like roadside, playground, in the kitchen. So, in this way we can see different kinds of accidents, right? So, dear students, here at the home, what are the safety rules we have to follow and what are the accident it will cause? Those are the point we have discussed, right? So, as it is, we have learnt about that safety against fire accident. So, dear students, fire accident it may cause at the home, right? So, fire accident it may cause inside the kitchen due to the carelessness of the particular person. And what are the safety rules we have to follow inside the kitchen when in front of the gas stove? And if there is a incorrect electric wires, so then also it cause fire accident. As well as students or children, they are playing with matchsticks. So in that time also it cause. So as it is, if you are burning the firecrackers, so then also you must follow some safety rules. So these are the point what we have discussed about that fire accident, safety rules at fire accident. Dear students, next point we have learnt about that how can we extinguish the fire if the accident is occurred. So we can follow some few methods, such as we can by pouring the water we can extinguish the fire. As it is, by pouring the mud, then also it can cut off the oxygen supply for the burning. As it is, we can call for help for others. As it is, we can use that extinguisher. These are the different way what we can extinguish the fire. So dear students, as it is, we have learnt about that first aid. So dear students, as you learned from the previous classes, first aid is nothing but immediate help is given to the injured person. That is known as first aid before the doctor arrived. So these are the point what we have learned from the part 1 video. So dear students, now let us discuss in details about that today's part. Today's part now we are learning in details about that what are the first aid it can be given to the fractured bone. So dear students, here the bone will be fractured due to the some accidents or due to the carelessness. If the person they may fall, then automatically ends of the bone or legs of the bone it will be breaks, right? So breaks in the bone is known as fracture. So dear students, it is very dangerous and it get more pain, right? So immediately we have to take to doctor then. So dear students, here before going to doctor, we can follow some first aid method. In that first, we can follow the first step is that using splint or bandage, we have to tie the area where the bone has fractured. Okay, that is the first step we have to follow. Next step, if the leg bone broken, then immediately we have to lift the area where the bone has fractured. So as it is, if the leg bone has fractured, we should not allow the person to stand or move somewhere. Let them to sit in a place. So that is the next point of that first aid. At last point we have to follow that let them to take doctor immediately, because that may be get more pain, right? So we have to take them as soon as possible. So these are the first aid we have to follow while we are going to give the fractured person. So dear students, this is the second first aid. Next, let us learn and discuss in details about that first aid in. Dear students, do you know what do you mean this sprain? Sprain is nothing but the ligament of the tissue. It may move somewhere. It may misplace. Ligament or joints. Here, ligament is the one of the tissue which is present in the bone. That will be moves somewhere a little bit far away. Because how it causes? Because if the person may fallen down, then they may pull somebody. Then the ligament or joints will be moves from particular place to somewhere. So that injury it is get more pain. So as it is not some other place. It is totally from the bone. So in this place get more pain. So we have to give rest for that person, injured person. So here for this sprained person, we can follow Rice principle to give first aid. Here in the Rice principle it says that first you have to give rest for the injured person. So don't allow him to move or stand. If the sprain in the leg, let them to take rest. So that is the first point of Rice principle. R says that rest. Next is that ice. So where the area is get sprained, we must apply the ice cubes, or we have to tie with the ice cubes for that sprain area. So next point is that compression. So immediately we have to tie the area with cloth or bandage. That is very important point. So next point is that elevation. Elevation is nothing but the area where the sprain is caused. That area should be raised up. So these are the Rice principle for this sprain. Here after immediately we have to take to that person doctor. Now so let us discuss in details about that first aid in nose bleeding. So dear students, here nose bleeding is common in children. Here nose bleeding is nothing but flow of blood from the nose. So here not a serious case. Here if the bleeding is more, we have to take the person immediately to the doctor. Here some of the steps we have to follow while giving first aid to the nose bleeding person. So dear students, first step is that make the person sit on chair. Here while the person sitting on the chair, make them to raise their head. So this is the first step. Make them to sit firmly. Next step we have to follow that pinch the soft part about 10 minutes. Here at least 10 minutes we have to pinch him slowly. So this is the next step we have to follow. Next third step is that place an ice pack. The person if he is bleeding more then immediately we have to keep the ice pack on their nose. Next step is that don't blow the nose. Don't allow him to breathe. So sit him properly. So these are the steps we have to follow while giving that first aid to the nose bleeding person. So dear students, after that immediately we have to take the person to the doctor. Dear students, now let us discuss in details about that what are the first aid steps can be given to the burn person. The person who catches burn on their skin. So here the burns it can be caused the expose of the skin, some other acids or else hot utensils or else from the firecrackers. These are the situation the skin exposed to burn. So dear students, some of the while giving first aid to the burn area. So first step is that here hold the affected area under running water. First, immediately the area where the skin has exposed to burn, immediately we have to keep the cold water or else running water. Then the skin it may get cool. So next point we have to follow that apply thickly baking soda paste. See, first we have to prepare the paste of baking soda. By using water we have to make that baking soda paste. Later we have to apply the area where the area of the skin exposed to burn. Next step we have to follow that don't apply oil, ghee or ink. This is very dangerous to the skin, so we should not use that ghee, oil or ink. So next step is that cover the burn with clean cloth. Where that area has burned, immediately applying the baking soda, after that we have to tie the cloth. So these are the steps that we have to take to doctor. Now let us discuss in details about that first aid for the animal bite. Here animals can be bite. For animal like cat, dog, snake, monkey, such kinds of animals, they may bite to the human. Right? So animal, the poison saliva is present in that animals. So it will be infected more to the human beings. So here some of the first aid it can be followed for the animal bite person. First we have to follow that we have to wash the wound well. By using soap or some other things, we have to wash the area very well. Then the saliva of the animal it can remove from the body. So then it can, next step is that apply an antiseptic cream where the animal it has bite for the particular person. So next step is that don't move the victims. Here when the person they got bite by the snake, it is very dangerous, poisonous animal, right? Snake will be very poisonous animal. If the person they got bite by the snake, it is very dangerous. So we have to follow some methods. Bite person. So first step is that we have to allow them to sit in a place. So don't allow them to move. When the person is able to move, then immediately the poison it will be mixes with the blood and it will supply directly to the heart. So then the person they may lose their life. So next step we have to follow that apply a tight bandage. We have to tie the bandage tightly where the area has bitten. So above of that area we have to tie tightly the bandage. Then it controls the poison to supply. After applying the bandage, then later we have to take that antivenom injection. Doctor will give that antivenom injection to control the poison supply to the body. These are the steps which has given to the first aid for animal. Let us discuss what is sunstroke and what are the first aid it has given to the sunstroke person. So dear student, what is this sunstroke? Sunstroke is nothing but expose the skin towards the sun. Then it cause immediate headache or vomiting or else it become blood on their skin. So this is the cause of sunstroke. So dear students, what are the prevention we have to take? Here prevention is nothing but what are the steps we have to follow. Here we have to follow, we should not expose more towards the sun. then it is only the way we can control by the sunstroke. And we should use that ORS if you are getting more headache or else vomiting sensation or else you are feeling very tired, then we have to be away from the sun rays. So next is that what are the first aid if the person they may got sunstroke? Immediately we have to give ORS solution for the person. ORS solution is nothing but oral dehydration solution. This is the first step we have to follow while giving first aid for the sunstroke person. Next is that first aid for electric shock. So dear students, electric shock it can be get from the electric wires or else wrong connection of the electricity. So these are the way what we have got electric shock. So dear students, here minor electric shock also the person they may unconscious or else they may die. So these are the very effect of the electric shock. What are the prevention? Preventions are first we should regular check of the electric wires in our home. Next is that we should not touch with a wet hand. Then while you are walking on the road or else outside the home, be careful. So these are the prevention by the electric shock. So if the person they may got electric shock, what are the first aid it can be given? So it is nothing but immediately we have to take to doctor. So that is the very most important point. Next point is that if the person they may got electric shock, first let him to pull away from the electric wires and immediately turn off the main switch. These are the steps what we can follow the first aid for the electric shock. So dear students, these are the point regarding that part 2 video. So dear students, read the textbook very clearly and understand it well. For your better understanding, read the textbook twice or thrice. Dear students, thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.